Bernie Sanders just nabbed another really important endorsement. Let's take a look at the article. Representative Pramila Jayapal, the co-chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, is endorsing Bernie Sanders for president and will become his national health policy chair. Jayapal, representing Washington State, is the lead sponsor of the House Medicare for All bill and had been courted by both Sanders and Senator Elizabeth Warren. So Jayapal, she tweeted on Sunday, "I'm all in for Bernie Sanders for president. Bernie has the bold passion, authenticity, and clarity that working people across the country desperately need. We are building the progressive movement that will bring justice and opportunity and transform our country. Join us." So this is very huge. This is very huge. This is another enormous blow to Elizabeth Warren, because not only did she miss out on the squad or 3/4 of the squad's endorsement, AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib. I mean, that was a huge blow in itself. Forget it. But here you have Jayapal. She is the one who wrote Medicare for All in the House. Okay? So basically the corresponding bill to Bernie Sanders' bill in the Senate. So it's very important to have that person on your side. Elizabeth Warren would have been very happy to get that, but she didn't. And thankfully it went to Bernie Sanders. And rightfully so, because Bernie Sanders is the only one who's truly going to fight for Medicare for All. Elizabeth Warren's transition plan is a nightmare. That's regressive tax. Implementing it only after 3 years. Forget it. That's not real Medicare for All. Okay? It's just not. It's great value garbage. Jayapal, she's a huge progressive ally, and it's so good that she endorsed Bernie Sanders. Bernie is just killing it with these endorsements, racking them up one by one. Not just with celebrities, but also with very important political allies. As I mentioned, the squad, and now also the person who's sponsoring his equivalent bill in the House. And the fact that he's going to put her as well as his national policy advisor on health. Wonderful. I couldn't think of a better person, to be honest, okay? Because she is a co-architect of the plan to get universal health care passed into law. You couldn't pick anyone better, to be honest. Speaking to reporters in Conway, New Hampshire on Sunday, Sanders said he was very proud to have Jayapal's endorsement while touting her advocacy for Medicare for All. Pramila brings a lot of expertise on a number of issues, especially Medicare for All. I have introduced the lead legislation in the Senate. Pramila has introduced the lead legislation in the House. So you got the leaders of both bills on the campaign. And Pramila will be playing an active role in the campaign and speaking out on Medicare for All, which, as you know, I think is a solution to the dysfunctional healthcare system we have. There you go. Beautiful. You have both of them on the same team trying to get it done. This is perfect. It really is. It's very important also because Medicare for All is Bernie Sanders' signature thing. If you think of every candidate, you think of Yang, you think of UBI, Tulsi Gabbard, ending the wars. When you think of Bernie Sanders, you think of Medicare for All. So it's very, very important that he has someone as competent as her on his team to try and get that passed and change voters' minds and show them that this is the best way forward. If she had went and endorsed Elizabeth Warren, that would have been a really big blow because it would have invalidated Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All in a way. It would have been a very bad thing. But you have these two people on the same page. So the Washington Post first reported Jayapal's endorsement, which followed news on Monday that Iowa Senate Democratic leader Janet Peterson had chosen to back Warren. So, yeah, that is sort of a blow. Iowa is not just the first state in the primary, but it's a big one. And having the senator for Iowa endorse Elizabeth Warren as opposed to Bernie Sanders, yeah, it's not the end of the world, but it's not the best thing either. But this tops that. Forget about it, man. Forget it. Like I said, to have the person who's running the equivalent of your bill in the House not endorse you and go to someone else, it would have been very invalidating and a bad look for Bernie Sanders. With an impeachment trial looming in the Senate, the presence of high-profile surrogates on the campaign trail has taken on an added importance to senators like Sanders, Warren, and Amy Klobuchar, who will need to spend crucial pre-caucus hours and days back on Capitol Hill. Meanwhile, primary rivals like former Vice President Joe Biden and Mayor Pete Buttigieg are free to campaign across Iowa. So, in case you guys didn't know, you got the impeachment trial going on right now. So, everyone who's a senator, Bernie Sanders, Claude Buttigieg, Elizabeth Warren, they have to get off the campaign trail, go all the way back to Washington, D.C., and sit around for that nonsense, right? So it is bad timing. And there's even a guy on CNN who is accusing Nancy Pelosi of having done that on purpose to tie them down. I wouldn't be surprised. You think she's stupid? She knows exactly what she's doing because she delayed sending the articles of impeachment to the Senate. You remember? So she's not stupid. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's the Speaker of the House. Okay. And anyway, what they're saying here is that, yes, because you have these senators who are being taken out of action and having to go to Washington instead of being able to campaign, it's very good to have high profile surrogates to fill in for them. You know, when you have people like that, high profile politicians and celebrities endorsing you, talking about you, promoting you while you can't do that yourself, that's a very good thing. And it's a very important tool. So there you go. And thank God, Jayapal, she went with Bernie. That's really good news. If she hadn't, man, believe me, that would have sucked. That would have sucked big time.